What's going on, guys? Today we are going to be talking about how many dividends I should earn this year from my $5,481.57 portfolio that we started on this YouTube channel in January. So here we have the general homepage, and you can see down here that we have collected so far $48.78. But this portfolio has been built by investing $50 every Monday through Friday. So the dividends at the beginning were kind of slow. You'll that's going to happen to people getting into dividend investing right off the rip. But we do have $132 of market gains. Once you add in those dividends, our total gain is $181.24 year to date. So let's take a look and dive into this portfolio and see where these dividends are coming from. All right, so here we are in Seeking Alpha. This is where we really track all the growth and everything of our portfolio. But just to take a look at what is currently in it. At the top here, we have Tesla. This is YieldMax's Tesla Option Income Strategy ETF. We just threw this in the portfolio. We only have 2 shares because we kind of just want to see how this thing plays out, to be honest. But at 2 shares with a forward dividend yield of 39.27%. MPW, Medical Properties Trust, getting into the more normal stuff. We have 47.3 shares, each priced at $8.39, and that has a forward dividend yield of 13.54. So quite a huge forward dividend yield at the beginning of this chart. Now, JEPQ, JP Morgan Nasdaq Equity Premium Income ETF. This is the younger brother of JEPI. It's more focused on tech stocks, but it does trade options to try and generate a monthly income. Now, we have 17.32 shares of that, and that's 45.45 per share. And the current forward dividend yield on this is 12.73%. It's actually higher than JEPI, which has been around a little bit longer. Now, we do have JEPI in the portfolio as well, JP Morgan Equity Premium Income ETF, so same name, just without the NASDAQ. We have 8.61 shares of that. Each share is priced at $54.55, so a little bit more than JEPQ, but that forward dividend yield is 9.31%. Again, still pretty high. AT&T, we have 24.62 shares of that, each at $17.02 per share, paying a 6.48% dividend. This was cut recently, so this is lower than it used to be. Realty Income Corporation, this is a monthly dividend payer, just like Tesla, JEPQ, and JEPI. We have 14.46 shares of that, each valued at $62.22, and paying this beautiful 4.88% dividend yield. Now, SEHD is Charles Schwab's U.S. Dividend Equity ETF. So this is basically designed to follow the S&P 500 or all those major markets, while paying a larger dividend than all of those other funds. So we have 12.46 shares of this at $70.36. That is at 3.38%, and that does pay quarterly. Next, we have BlackRock, the behemoth. We have 0.67 shares of that, but the shares are each worth $635.57. And because the price has come down on BlackRock, this is now paying a 3.11% forward dividend yield. Now, bringing up the rear, we have Pepsi. We have 2.59 shares of Pepsi, each share now valued at $194.14. And they did just recently hike the dividend by 10%. So we are looking at a 2.62% return of dividend payments on our Pepsi holdings. And then lastly is Procter & Gamble Company. We have 3.16 shares of that. Each share valued at $153.71, and that dividend is the lowest paying dividend that we have at only 2.42%. But we keep it around because it has increased its dividend every single year consecutively for the past 66 years. So now that we've seen what's in the portfolio, what does that mean for our dividend income? Well, I have that on the next screen. Let's take a look. All right, so on this screen, this is my dividend tracker. You can see here over on the left, it is the assets that we had already listed with our total asset values right next to it, the forward dividend yield, and then automatically calculating the dividend or forward dividend value. Okay, so we'll start at the top and we'll work our way down with Tesla. Our total position is now worth $26.60, and that's paying us $10.45 a year. Our NPW position is at $396.84, paying us $53.73 per year. Our JetQ position at $786.99 is paying us $100.18 a year. So over $100 coming from JetQ. JEPI, we have a lower position in, so $469.92 is now paying us $43.75 a year. AT&T is at $419.08. That's paying us $27.16 per year. O, which is Realty Income Corporation, we have $899.63. I wish it said 900. There's something magical that happens when your numbers are higher. You just feel better about it, but that's okay. So that's paying us $43.90 per year. SCHD is at $876.37, paying us $29.62. BlackRock, which is at $423.92, is paying us $13.18 per year. Pepsi is at $502.69. They're paying us $13.17, which I'm just going to point this out. We've been putting the same amount of money into Pepsi and BlackRock, and Pepsi is just through the roof right now. BlackRock is definitely not. So even though the forward dividend yields are very different from one another, because the price growth in Pepsi, we're receiving basically the same dividend value at the end of the year. So kind of interesting. And then lastly, we have Procter & Gamble with $485.08, bringing in $11.74. So what does that mean? Our total forward dividend yield with our account balance is $346.88. That's what we should be earning this year, which is excellent news. That is a huge return, and that is a forward current average dividend yield of 6.56% on our stock and ETF held balance. So I know I said I had like 5,400 or whatever it was. I do in this account currently have some cash, and I have some open options that are floating around. So I'm always going to keep $100, 150, $200 in the account, just so if something looks like there's an opportunity to buy, or there's an opportunity to buy a good option or something of that nature, that it's there. But for our holdings in general, we are at 6.56% for dividend yield, and that's not based on our cost. That's based on just the market. So that's pretty crazy. Our dividends on cost are looking mighty fine right now. But that's basically where we're at, and that is the, how much I'll make in a year. If you guys want to follow along, this portfolio was started at the beginning of the year on January 1st. We've been investing $50 every Monday through Friday since the beginning of the year, and this is where we're at. So we throw videos up every Monday and Friday going over what's happening and what should happen, what might happen, what we hope doesn't happen, all that stuff. But yeah, if that interests you, throw a subscribe. I wish you happiness, health, and wealth. And as always, roll the outro.